Hello, everybody. Welcome to the next game in the 1987 American League replay. We are game number 216, another game on the May 12th docket, and we're in Milwaukee. The two first place teams in the replay, Oakland and Milwaukee. Milwaukee's 20-9, Oakland is 19-12, but they're in first place in their respective divisions, trying to hold off those teams trying to catch them, especially Milwaukee's got Yankees and Toronto right on their tail. Oakland does have about a 3-game lead on White Sox and the Royals, so they got a little bit of cushion. Starting pitchers for today's game, Mike Birkbeck, who was 3-1 on the replay, against Dave Stewart, who was 3-2 on the replay. At Milwaukee County Stadium, singles are 1-6 for lefties and righties, and home runs are 1-5 lefties and righties, as we do have a symmetrical ballpark going on. So let's go to the Strat computer and see about getting some stats for you as we play. I'm not going to score it as we play. I'm just going to use the Strat computer to give me stats. So first thing I need to do, I forgot to put in Terry Steinbach's pass ball rating, so let me look that up real quick on the computer. His pass ball rating is a 7, so I forgot to write that in. Everything else is ready to go. All right, so as I said, Mike Birkbeck, 3-1, ERA of 2.86. This will be his 7th start. Might be his last start. I don't know how many starts he had in real world, but this is his 7th. Well, he probably had more than that because he did go 63. He did go 45 innings, so this might be his last one. I don't know. But it's his 7th start, 34 2/3 innings pitched, 34 hits, 16 walks, and 22 strikeouts. Let's see, 34 2/3 in the replay. He went 45 innings real world, so he's probably got probably got another start after this, I imagine. Hello, Jeremiah. But we'll see and let it play out. For the Oakland A's, it'll be Luis Polonia to lead things off. He is patrolling center field in this one. And on the replay, Polonia is hitting .277. He's 13 out of 47, a home run and 2 runs batted in. He has stolen 1 base and got caught stealing 1 time. So we're ready to go. Polonia against Birkbeck. It's a 3-9, and that's going to be a pop out to first. Greg Brock will take that in very easily, 1 away. And that brings us Mike Davis, the right fielder. Davis on the replay is hitting .303. He is 30 out of 99, 7 home runs, 20 driven in. So his 100th at bat coming up. He's 33 out of 99 so far. And for Davis, he's 30 out of 99. Davis, 4-11 against Birkbeck. Ground ball pitcher X, so Birkbeck right there, E33. And we have to figure out what his defensive range is, because, again, the 87 cards, they aren't printed there. So if I had the game scored on the computer, I have it in front of me, but I don't. So let me go to his actual card. Mike Birkbeck, his screenshot card. He is a 2. So it's a 2 E33 is Birkbeck. 2 and an E33, and we'll bring out the defensive chart here. He's a 2 E33 as a pitcher. 2 and a 2, that's bad news. 2 and a 2 is going to be a single. That's a 9. He's an E33. There is an 8 and a 10, but no 9, so he does avoid the error, but it's going to get by him for a base hit. And Mike Davis is now 31 out of 100 on the season. Davis is on first base, and he might be looking to get that lead. See what he did as far as stealing bases. Davis is 0 for 1 on steals, so maybe he's got a chance this time. 0 is the pitcher hold rating, +2 for Birkbeck, but a -2 from the catcher O'Brien. So Davis needs a 2 through 5 to get the lead. That's a 2. That means it's got a chance of a balk on Birkbeck. His balk rating is a 0, though, so no balk, but that means that Davis cannot obtain the lead. He has to hold. Hello, Jeremy. No, I haven't been rolling with the tower in Strat for a few games now. I'm going old school with Strat, using the old school dice and just rolling by hand. I use a tower for the other games. All right, so Carney Lansford is going to step to the plate now with Davis not being able to get a good lead at first. And Lansford on the replay is hitting 293, 34 out of 116, 4 homers, 23 driven in. 5-7 for Birkbeck, and that's a ground ball second base X. They were holding the runner at first base, so that means Castillo, he's going to drop to a 4 E21 with a righty at the plate. So he is now a 4 E21. That is the effect of holding the runner. So he's a 4 E21 as a second baseman. 4 E21, 4 and an 11. A 4 and an 11 is going to be a G3, so his only play is the first base. Now, that's a 15, and he is an E21. E21, there's no 15, so it's going to be a G3 ground out with the runner advancing. So Davis will take second with 2 outs. And that'll bring up Jose Canseco. Canseco on the replay is hitting 292. He's 33 out of 113, 8 homers and 21 driven in. Havoc roll, nothing happening. Davis not being held at first, or at second, rather. That's a 5-9, and that's going to be a ground ball shortstop X. Ground ball shortstop X, and that's going to be Mr. Swain. He's a 3 E25. 3 and a 14, he will get to that. Since there's 2 outs already, it wouldn't matter. It's technically a G2, but that doesn't really matter. That's a 10, and he is an E25. E25, there's no 10, so Swain will make the play and end the inning. So Oakland gets a runner at second, but gets no further. We go to the bottom of the first. It is Oakland nothing, and Milwaukee coming to bat against Dave Stewart. Stewart 3-2 on the replay. This will be his 7th start. He's had 2 complete games already. He's 3-2 with a 2.89 earned run average. 46 2/3 innings pitched, 44 hits, 17 walks, and 37 strikeouts. So he's on the verge of becoming the Dave Stewart that really took over for the A's for the next 4 years, pretty much from 88 to 91. He was pretty dominant, maybe even 92, but definitely 91. And leading off for the Brew Crew will be Juan Castillo. Castillo on the replay is only hitting 200. He's 10 out of 50, no homers, 5 driven in. That's a 111 for Castillo, and that's a ballpark single check, which is a 1 to 6. That's a 9. The little dot there is underneath that number, so that means it's a 9. So it will not be a single. It'll be a line out to second base. Snagged by the second baseman Phillips, and there's one away for Robin Yount. Yount on the replay is hitting 314. He's 37 out of 118, 6 homers, 25 driven in. Get a 5-11, and it's another ballpark single check. Again, 1 to 6, but that's an 8, so he's going to line it to short, and that's 2 away. So ballpark single checks in the first 2 at bats. Brings up Glenn Braggs. Braggs on the replay hitting 267, 32 out of 120, 3 homers, 21 driven in. It's a 1-9, and that's a 1 to 5 double. That's an 18, so it'll be a single for Glenn Braggs. 2-out single, he might look to get the lead because Stewart's a +2 hold and Steinbach's a 0, so it's a net +2. So if he gets the lead, it'll be a 1 to 16. So they're definitely going to try it. Braggs on the replay has stolen 2 bases, has not been caught. Can he get the jump? No, he cannot. So he will hold. And that brings up the first baseman, Greg Brock. Brock on the replay hitting 324. 35 out of 108. He's hitting 3 homers, 19 driven in. It's a 1-2, and that's a clutch hit, but the runner is not in scoring position. There are 2 outs, but he's not. Had he stolen the base, he'd be in scoring position. That would be a hit. But since he's not in scoring position, the pop out to first stands, and the clutch does not take effect. So that's going to do it for the Brew Crew. So if Braggs had been successful, that would have been a base hit, but it didn't happen. So at the end of 1, it's no score from Milwaukee on this Wednesday afternoon lunchtime strat. And Reggie Jackson. Hello, Bart. Hello, Chuck. Reggie, Hot Dog Jackson, going to lead things off. He is the designated hitter in this game. Jackson on the replay only hitting 202, 20 out of 99. 7 home runs and 17 driven in. So he's only got 20 hits, but 11 of those are extra bases. He's got 3 doubles and a triple. So this is a bat number 100 for Reggie Jackson on the replay. He had 336 at bats real world. So he's about 1/3 of the way through, almost. It's a 2-4 for Reggie, and he's going to ground it to third base, where Gantner will throw to first for the first out. And Reggie now, with that 100th at bat, he is hitting even 200. He's hitting right at the Mendoza line. He's 20 for 100. So here's Mark McGwire. On the replay, McGwire is hitting 282, 24 out of 85. 5 homers, 15 driven in. It's a 110, and that's a ballpark blast. 1-5, but that's a 15, so it's just a deep fly to left. And there's 2 away. And that'll bring up Tony Phillips. Phillips hitting 248, 28 out of 113. 2 homers, 13 driven in. It's a 6-8, switch hitter batting left. 1-16 is a single. That's a 15. So Tony Phillips, a 2-out single. And he'll be looking to get the lead. Needs a 2 or a 6 through 8. 2 or a 6, 7, 8. And on the replay, Phillips has 5 steals. He's been caught 3 times. That's an 8. He does get the lead. So he will go. He's a 15. Being held makes him a 13, and the pitcher-catcher is a 0. So it's a 1-13 to steal it. This would be his, for Phillips, it would be his 6th stolen base if he can get it. And he does. So he's stolen 6 bases on the season now, caught 3 times. But he steals second base, gets in scoring position with 2 outs for Terry Steinbach, the catcher. That's going to turn this at bat into a clutch situation. Steinbach on the replay is leading the A's in hitting, 313. He's 21 out of 67. Kind of shares at-bats with Mickey Tettleton. They split about 50-50. 2 homers, 4 driven in. Havoc roll, nothing happening. Oops, as I dropped the D20. Creating my own havoc. And here's the pitch to Steinbach. It's a 2-4, and that's going to be a ground ball to third. Easy play for Gantner, and that will end the inning. So nothing doing for the A's. We go to the bottom of the second. Still no score. And the big guy, Rob Deere, will lead things off for the Brew Crew. Mr. Deere. And on the replay for Rob Deere, he is hitting 271, 23 out of 85, 5 homers, 17 driven in. Get a 1-4, and that's a strikeout. So that's something else Rob Deere does quite a bit. That's his 34th strikeout. So Deere out on strikes, first strikeout for Stewart. That brings up B.J. Surhoff. He will be doing the designated hitting in this game. Surhoff hitting 291, 16 out of 55, 1 homer and 3 driven in. The 6-8 to the lefty is a base on balls, so first walk. Stewart gets his first strikeout. Now he gets his first walk. Surhoff looking to get the lead, perhaps. On the replay, Surhoff has not attempted to steal. So we'll see. He can get the lead on a 5 through 9, but if he roll a 10 through 12, he's automatically caught stealing. So that's a tough call. They're gonna go for it. You don't usually roll a lot of 10, 11, and 12, so they're gonna take the chance. 5 through 9, he gets the lead. That's a 7. He gets the lead, so he will go. He's a 15. Being held makes him a 13, but the +2 over here brings it back to a 15. So 1-15, this would be Stewart's first stolen base of the season. And he's in there barely, but he makes it. Stolen base for Stewart. I'm sorry, for Surhoff, his first of the season. So he's at second base with 1 away for Jimmy Gantner playing third base while Molitor is injured. Gantner is on the replay hitting 303, 27 of 89. No homers, 4 driven in. Havoc roll, nothing happening. 3-8 for Gantner, and that's a 1-8 single. That's a 1. It'll be a base hit, but it's only 1 star. So Surhoff will stop at third base. So now runners are at the corners with 1 out. And can Gantner get into the lead? He needs a 7 to obtain the lead. On the replay, Gantner has tried to steal twice and been caught both times. He might try again. That's a 2, so it's a chance of a pickoff. I'm sorry, of a balk on Stewart, but he has a 0 balk rating, and again, that means the runner cannot get the lead, so he will hold. And here's Charlie O'Brien, definitely a double play candidate. So the A's are playing back for that double play with 1 out. Nothing on the havoc. O'Brien on the replay, limited duty. He's 0 for 8. He's had 8 at bats. He's 0 for 8. No homers and no RBIs, obviously. 2 walks and 1 strikeout. Stewart 1-7. That's a 1-14 double. That's going to be a double for Charlie O'Brien. He doubles to left field, because if it didn't double, it would go to left field. So we know it's going to left field. It's a double to left. It's going to score Surhoff. Don't know if Gantner, he was not being held, makes him a 14, but Canseco's a -2 arm, makes him a 12. So I think with 1 out, they will hold him at second base. It's an RBI double for Charlie O'Brien, his first hit of the season, his first run batted in. And the Brew Crew lead it 1-0. Second and third, only 1 out. Infield is now in for Dale Swain. Swain on the replay is hitting .319, 36 out of 113, 6 homers, 22 driven in. Brew Crew lead at 1-0, looking for more. That's a 6-9, switcher to batting left, and that's going to be a base on balls. Not necessarily intentional, but maybe not be a bad thing. It sets up a double play. Back for Juan Castillo. The second walk of the inning for Stewart. Giving up 2 hits and 2 walks and 1 run so far. Bases are loaded. Infield looking for that double play for Juan Castillo, who lined to second his first time up. Oh, that thing flew away over there. 2-6. 2-6 for Castillo. 1-7's a double. That's a 14. It's a fly ball B to right field. It will be a sacrifice fly to right field. Davis hauls it in, but no chance to get Gantner. It's 2-0 Brewers on the sacrifice fly from Juan Castillo. So 2 down, and here comes Robin Yount. Runners at first and second. 2-10 for Yount. That's a 1-15 single. That's a 10, but it's only 1 star, and the bases are loaded once again. Stewart running themselves into all kinds of problems now. Bases loaded for Glenn Braggs. 2 outs, bases loaded for Braggs. Nothing on the havoc. Oh, I hit my score sheet there. Sorry about that, folks. Let me fix that somehow. Let's get that fixed. Let's move this thing out of the way because I got my Strat stuff in the way, so I can't see what you guys are seeing. So let's try to fix this a little bit. Okay, Braggs, 6-6. And that's a 1-13 single. That's a 16, though. He lines it to short. And Stewart gets out of the mess, only allowing the 2 runs. But the Brew Crew take a 2-0 lead. And we go to the top of the third. 2-0 Brewers over the A's, a battle of 2 first-place teams in their respective divisions. Hello, D. Scott. Good to see you. Alfredo Griffin stepping to the plate. Number 9 hitter for the A's. Let's see what he's done on the replay. Alfredo Griffin. Griffin on the replay is hitting .260. He's 25 out of 96. No homers, 6 runs batted in. 1-7, and that's a 1-5 home run. That's an 8, so he'll settle for a double. Leadoff double off the bat of Alfredo Griffin. And back come the A's. Here's Polonia. Popped to first his first time up. 6-2 to the lefty. It's a ground ball B right back to Birkbeck, and that will freeze the runner Griffin at second base. 1 away. For Mike Davis, he singled his first time up. Nothing on the havoc. 3-10 for Mike Davis. That's a ground ball second base A. That will get the runner to third base, but now there are 2 outs. So 2 outs, and it's up to Carney Lansford. He needs a 2-out single or something, 2-out something to bring the run home. Clutch situation. 6-2, and that's a strikeout for Birkbeck. His first strikeout of the game. Couldn't come at a better time. And they will strand Griffin at third base. So we go to the bottom of the third. Still 2-0 Brew Crew. Birkbeck doing so much better than he did in real world. He was terrible in real world. He was 1-4 with a .620 earned run average. but he is doing so much better in the replay. I'm not sure why, but he is. Maybe just getting the better rolls. I don't know. Here's Greg Brock. 5'9", left-handed, struck him out. Stewart with the K, the second strikeout of the game. Brings up Rob Bombardier. He's the other strikeout victim. 1-3. That's a ballpark single check. That's a 6, so it will be a base hit for Rob Deere. Got it right on the number. Deere with a chance to steal. If he can get the lead, needs a 7. Does not get that lead, so he will hold. And here's Surhoff. 4-8 to the lefty. Struck him out. Second strikeout of the inning. Third of the game for Stewart. Maybe he's warming up. I don't know. Here's Gantner with Deere at first and 2 down. Gantner singled his first trip. 6-5 to the lefty. 1's a triple. 3-20 is a single. That'll be a single, 2 stars. And the Brewers are back in business with 2 outs and runners on the corners. For Charlie O'Brien, who got his first hit of the season with a RBI double his first time up. 200 hitter in real world in 35 at bats, but he certainly measured Stewart the first time around. 6-7 to the right-hander is another walk by Stewart. That's going to load the bases. Third walk to go with 3 strikeouts in 3 innings. And now he's got to deal with Dale Swain with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Swain walked his first time up. 6-9, left-handed hitter as another walk. So Stewart's going to walk in a run, his 4th walk of the game, and it will force in a run to make it 3-0 Brewers. And Stewart having all kinds of issues finding the strike zone. He's had 2 rough innings in a row. And now here's Castillo. Base is still loaded in 2 outs. Nothing on the Havoc. Castillo 0 for 1 with a sac fly. That's a 6-8 switch hitter batting left, and it's another walk. 3 walks back to back to back by Stewart. He's walked 2 more runs in to make it 4-0. And now La Russa's got to think about getting the bullpen going because this is just getting out of hand with Stewart not being able to find the strike zone. Might feel like he's getting squeezed by the home plate umpire. I don't know, but he's got to do something here. He's on the verge of coming out of this game. Bases are loaded, 2 outs, 4 runs. That's a 2, chance for a balk or a pass ball. He does not have a balk rating. Steinbach's pass ball is a 7. We are checking pass ball. 1 to 7's a pass ball. That's a 13. He does block it. So here's Yount. That's a 2-9 for Yount. It's a ground ball to short. And that's going to finally end the inning. But 2 more runs come in for the Brew Crew, and they lead it 4-0 after 3. Not the kind of start Stewart was looking for. Here's Canseco. He will lead off. He's grounded short his first time up. 5-5 is a ground ball to second. This time Castillo will put it away. Over to Brock, 1 down. And Birkbeck just pitching his butt off here in this replay. Here's Reggie Jackson. 5-6, and that's a line out to first base. Greg Brock. Jackson hit it hard, but right at him. It was an atom ball. And here's McGuire. Mark McGuire flew to left his first chance on a failed ballpark blast. 1-10, and it's another ballpark blast check. Again, 1-5, and it's another failed ballpark check. And McGuire disadvantaged by the pitching-friendly County Stadium. All right, we go to the bottom of the 4th. A's do have the bullpen loosening. Here's who they have available. They have Gene Nelson, Steve Ontiveros, Jay Howell, and Eckersley from the right side, and Dave Leeper from the left side. Steve Ontiveros is normally their long relief man. They may need to go to him. Here's Braggs. That's a 1-10 for Braggs. That's a fly to center. Hauled in by Polonia. 1 away. For Crocodile Brock. Hello, Kathy Harden. Good to see you. Hello, Ken. Kathy Hot Dog is 0 for 2 in this game so far. 1-4 for Brock, and he will fly to center again. So back-to-back fly balls to center field. So Stewart's off to a little bit better start in this inning. But he's had control issues. He's walked 5. in just 3 2/3 innings. Here's Deer. 6-8, and that's a strikeout. So Stewart gets the K, 4th strikeout. So he's got 5 walks and 4 strikeouts in 4 innings. And we go to the 5th. It is still 4-0 Brew Crew. Hello, Joel. Good to see you. And Chuck, I know you'll like this. Before I came up here, before I came upstairs to play the game, I took a quick video of Tabby. So I'll play that. There's no sound to it, but you can see there she is. She's in her favorite little box. Let me turn this ring off. She's in her favorite little, this paper box. It's in the kitchen. She just loves to sit there. It's like her little fort. So she doesn't come upstairs with me, but she is sitting there in her little paper box, just having a good old time. Well, the box is cardboard, obviously, but it's a paper company. So it just sits in the kitchen, and she just likes to sit there. It's like her little, they came up with a new Superman movie. It's like her Fortress of Solitude, I guess, that she seems to like. Just sitting there. That's her new spot. She picks different spots all over. And you see it's a Boise paper box. So that's just what she likes. So there you go. Chuck, if you wanted to see Tabby, there she is. And she's just having a good old time. And I'm not going to disturb her, that's for sure. I know better than to disturb her. So we move on. And Tony Phillips will lead things off against Birkbeck. Make sure everything is showing as it should be. All right, here is Birkbeck to Phillips, who singled and stole second his first time up. 4-6 switch hitter is a strikeout. So Birkbeck gets the K, only his second strikeout. But he hasn't needed to strike out, guys. He's just getting to hit him where the people are and recording these outs. He scattered 3 hits. Here's Steinbach, 4-7, and that is a single. So Steinbach will get a 1-out single. No real threat to run. He will not be held. And here's Alfredo Griffin, shortstop. Nothing on the Havoc. Griffin doubled his first time up, but was stranded at third base. That's 2-4, and he's going to pop it up to first base for Brock for out number 2. So 2 down, and now it's up to Polonia, the leadoff man. It is a clutch situation with the runner at second base, Steinbach not being held. Polonia in the clutch. So look at his card. He loses a hit on 110. Everything else he is neutral. That's a 5-8 to the lefty. That's a pop up to second base. Castillo is there, and that's going to do it for Birkbeck. This was his fatigue inning, but only gave up 1 single, so he's still good to go. He keeps pretty much full endurance. And now Stewart back out. His endurance is 7, but the way he's pitching, he may not last 7 innings. He may not be able to make it that far. We'll have to wait and see. He's going to face B.J. Surhoff. It's a 5-6 to the lefty. That's a strikeout for Stewart. He's not tired. So that's 5 strikeouts to go with 5 walks. So he's throwing a lot of pitches, so he may not last very long with all those walks and strikeouts. Here's Gantner. He singled twice and scored twice. 310, he will fly to center, and that's 2 away. So now that's actually 6 in a row retired by Stewart. He's on a roll. Here's Charlie O'Brien. He's doubled and walked. 3-7, he's going to fly to center, so that's a 3 up and 3 down again for Stewart. So maybe catching a second wind here. At the end of 5, it's still 4-0 Milwaukee. On this Wednesday afternoon, lunchtime, Strat-O-Matic ball game. And Birkbeck, even though he's now in the 6th, he's got a fatigue of 5. He only gave up 1 single, so he's going to look to keep going right here. Jeremiah, I think it's hot and humid everywhere, unless you're in the desert in California or something. So here's Mike Davis. It's all part of being in the summertime. 4-8, and that's a single to right field for Mike Davis. So now the Milwaukee bullpen might have to start stirring a bit because couple more hits and he will be fatigued. So let's look and see who the Brewers have in their bullpen available to them in this ball game. They have 3 right-handers, Mark Clear, Chuck Krim, and two right-handers, Chuck Krim and Mark Clear. 3 right-handers, John Henry Johnson, Paul Mirabella, and the closer Dan Plesac. That's who's all available to them. Looks like Chuck Krim de la Krim is loosening in the bullpen for the Brew Crew, just in case. Nothing on the Havoc. Here's Carney Lansford. He's 0 for 2. 6-9, and that is a ballpark blast. That's a 6, but the ballpark blast only goes to 5. So it will be a fly ball to left field. 1 away. He just missed it. And here comes Canseco. He's 0 for 2. Certainly should be due. I did as well, Ken. The only thing I didn't, the All-Star game, I actually recorded it and watched it this morning, the whole game. It was a very entertaining game. The only part I didn't like was the end of the game where they had the home run derby to decide it. That was kind of, I don't know, just not my thing. But to each their own, I guess. All right, here is Canseco. 5-4, and that's a ground ball shortstop X. Shortstop in this case is Dale Swain, and his rating is a 3E25. So we're going to check, see if he can get to this. 3-16, he does. 3-16 is actually a G1. It's a possible double play. That is a total of 11, and he's an E25. E25, there's no 11, so there will be a double play. 6-4-3 takes care of Canseco and the A's here in the 6th. So Birkbeck pitches 6 shutout innings. They may try to get him one more inning. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. He's on the verge of being fatigued, so they got to be careful. They may just get this much out of him and move on to the bullpen. So here's Dale Swain. Yes, Joel, they had a home run derby to decide the All-Star game because it went extra innings. They didn't even play with a ghost runner. They didn't even try to play a 10th inning with a ghost runner. They went straight to home run derby. So go figure. Modern baseball, I guess. 2-7 struck him out. Stewart with the strikeout. Strikeout number 6. But I actually enjoyed the game itself. It's the first. I mean, some of those players, some players on there, I didn't even know who they were. Some of the younger guys, I didn't even know who they were. So. But it's good to see Kershaw get an inning in and finish in style, or 2/3 of an inning. Here is Castillo, 5-7, switch hitter batting left. Ground ball second base X, we're looking at Phillips. Phillips is a 4E21. 4-15, he will get to that. That's a 13. That 13 is ominous for an E21 second baseman. And there it is. I thought I recognized that 13. There it is. E21, a 13 is right there. So Phillips will boot it. E4. And Castillo is aboard. And he'll be looking to run. 3 through 6 will get him the lead. 3 gets him the lead, so he's going to go. Castillo's a 17, being held as a 15, but the +2 from Stewart makes it a 17. 1-17, he's in there. And that's a 1. He's in there safely. And now Steinbach might have a throwing error. He's a T8. Nope, no throwing error, but it will be a stolen base for Castillo. He's in scoring position with 1 out for Robin Yount. Nothing on the Havoc. Yount is 1 for 3. 1-4. It's a ballpark single check, 1-6, but that's a 14. So it will just be a ground ball shortstop B, and that will freeze the runner there. 2 down. For Glenn Braggs. Braggs is 1 for 3. Clutch situation again. In the clutch, Braggs will lose a hit on 2-11. Everywhere else, he's neutral. That's a 2-8. It's a ground ball short. It's going to end the inning. So nothing doing there. We go to the 7th, and the Brewers will bring in a new pitcher. They will bring on a new pitcher as they figure they got all they could get out of Birkbeck. So the Brewers will go to their bullpen for a left-hander. And the left-hander will be Paul Mirabella. Mirabella will be the new pitcher. Birkbeck, about as good as you can expect out of him. 6 innings pitched, and he only gave up 5 hits. No runs, but he's ran to I mean, he doesn't have a lot of endurance, so he kind of ran to an endurance issue there. He didn't walk anybody. That was huge for him as well. Only struck out 2, but he didn't have to. He was getting guys out left and right. So leading things off for the A's will be Hot Dog Jackson. First time facing a lefty. He is 0 for 2 against the righty. 3-5 for Reggie, and he's going to fly to right field, so he is 0 for 3 in the game. Thought about pinch hitting for him, but kind of hard to pinch hit for Reggie. Just don't like to do that. Here's McGuire. 2-10 for McGuire, and that's a ground ball to short, and Swain will easily handle it. And the A's just left their bats at home, apparently, because they just haven't come out swinging at all. They've been rather lethargic, to be quite honest with you. 4-5. Switch hitter batting right-handed. 4-5. A 1-12 is a triple. That's a 2-out triple for Tony Phillips. He's 2 for 3. A 2-out triple. So it's up to Steinbach to get the A's on the board on this 2-out triple. That's a 2-5, and that's a ground ball to third. Gantner will handle it, and Mirabella gets out of the mess. He gives up the triple, but pitches around it. And then at the end of 6.5, it's still Milwaukee 4. And the A's nothing. Mirabella has a relief factor of 2, so he will come back and pitch the 8th inning, most certainly. Stewart, this will be his fatigue inning. See if he can make it through 7 innings. We don't know. Hard to say sometimes. But it is a 7th inning stretch, and as tradition says, we go to take me out to the ball game. All right, that will do it for the 7th inning stretch, and we will continue with this ball game. Tony La Russa is having second thoughts, and he's going to pull Dave Stewart, and they're going to go to a lefty out of the bullpen, Dave Leeper, with some lefties coming up. So we'll cap Dave Stewart at 6 innings pitched in this one, and he's going to give up 4 runs, which were all earned. He walked 5, struck out 6, and total hits 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits. So not the most impressive line for Mr. Stewart. But lefty reliever Dave Leeper. Dave Leeper will be in the game. And let's get the numbers on Leeper in the replay. Forgot to get the numbers on Mirabella, so I'll give you those in a second. Once I pull them up on the Strat computer, handy dandy computer. All right, so for Leeper, he is 2-0 with no saves. This will be appearance number 9. He's got a 0.68 earned run average. Well, 13 1/3 innings, 8 hits, 6 walks, 11 strikeouts. Mirabella for Milwaukee, He was 1-0 with a 3.24 ERA and no saves. This was his 11th appearance. 8 1/3 innings pitched, 8 hits, 7 walks, 5 strikeouts. So here now is Brock facing Leeper, lefty on lefty matchup. 1-4, and that is a ground ball to second. Phillips will handle it, 1 away, and here's Rob Deere. 5-8, and that is a split chance. 1-2 is a single, but that's an 18, so he's going to line it right to the shortstop, Griffin. 2 down for B.J. Surhoff. Surhoff has walked and struck out twice. 5-5 to the lefty. He's going to ground to second base, so Leeper a 1-2-3 7th inning, and all of a sudden the pitching has taken over on both sides now. And we go to the 8th inning. Mirabella back out, but if he gets in any kind of trouble, Chuck Krim is loosening in the bullpen. Actually, no, Krim is sat down because he's more of a long reliever. They are going to actually look at Mark Clear, the right-hander, is loosening in the bullpen. Mark Clear. So Griffin will lead it off, switch hitter. He's 1 for 2 with a double. 3-4 against the left-hander is a ballpark single check. That's a 6, so he does get the base hit. That little line is underneath that, which tells you that's the 6 and that's the 9. So we got the 6, and Griffin gets the base hit. He is now 2 for 3 is Mr. Griffin on the replay. He is 2 out of 3. And that will bring up, well, first of all, Griffin a 2 through 10 to steal. Mirabella is a -1, which would be a -3 total. So I don't know, down 4-0. I don't think they're going to risk that. They're going to hold him there. And here is Polonia. He is 0 for 3. Now, they could pinch hit for Polonia with a righty. On the bench, they don't have much, to be honest with you. 2 right-handers, Ron Say and Mike Gallego. A switch-hitting outfielder, Stan Javier and Mickey Tettleton. But with the lefty up, they will pull Polonia and go with Stan Javier, the left-hander. So Stan Javier will pinch hit for Luis Polonia. As La Russa trying to play the percentages. He'll pinch hit in the 8th and then play center field in the 8th. He will take over for Polonia in that role. So Javier will bat from the right-hand side. Let's look at his numbers on his splits and see how he's doing on his splits against lefties. We'll take a look here. See how Mr. Polonia is doing. Overall, on the replay, Mr. Javier is hitting 200. He's 9 of 45, a homer and 4 driven in. Does it get worse against lefties? Javier against lefties is hitting a .143, so it gets worse. He's 3 out of 21 against lefties. So maybe not the ideal matchup, but they're going for a switch hitter to hopefully do something against Mirabella, maybe get something off his card. Mirabella to Javier. That's a 2-5, and that's a walk. So Javier will draw the walk, and that's what the A's need, are base runners. First and second, nobody out. Here's Mike Davis. This is going to be the last batter for Mirabella, as Clear is ready to come in and face Lansford after this. But with another lefty, they're going to let Mirabella go and face the lefty Mike Davis, who's 2 for 3. 5-11, and that's a fly ball to left field, so that's 2 down. But that's going to be it for Mirabella. The treble horn has made the call to the bullpen, and we will bring in Mark Crystal Clear coming in pitch for the Brew Crew, a right-hander. Mirabella is going to go an inning and 2/3, and he's going to give up 2 hits, a walk, no strikeouts, no runs, but he is responsible for both runners on base. Clear is a +1, which makes him a -1 overall in the hold. And Carney Lansford will step in to face Mark Clear. Get the numbers on Clear on the replay. Mark Clear on the replay. This will be his 13th appearance. He's 2-1 with a 1.23 earned run average, no saves. 14 2/3 innings pitched, 8 hits, 7 walks, 19 strikeouts. So he's leading the team in ERA, is Mr. Clear. And if you're curious about his left-right splits in the replay, he's holding righties to a 138 average, 4 for 32. He's holding lefties to a 182 average, 4 for 27, but definitely tough on righties. So that's what the Brewers brought him in for. Face a tough righty. That's a 2, chance for a balk or a pass ball. We're checking the balk rating of Clear. So now we need to go to Clear and get his balk rating. So we need the balk rating on Clear. And again, on these cards in 87, they are not listed on the card itself. So I have to go to the card imaging for Mark Clear and get his balk rating. His balk rating may be a 0 anyway. We'll see. Yes, it is. No balk. Cannot make a balk. So no balk to worry about. We go to Lansford, 512, and that is a ballpark blast, but it's a 1-5, and that's a 14, so simply a deep fly to left field. And boy, County Stadium has cost the A's a couple of home runs already in this ball game. And now it's a big matchup with Jose Canseco. Whoops. Boy, that was a bad roll, wasn't it, on the Havoc? That was a Havoc roll that one that time to do something like that. First time I've ever done that. It's always a first for everything, I guess. All right, here is Canseco. 4-4 against Clear. That's a fly ball center field X. We're looking at Robin Yount. Yount is a 2E6. So let's see if he can get to it and put it away. He's a 2E6. 2 and a 14, he will definitely get to it. E6, and that's an 8. So as a center fielder, an E6 and an 8. There is no 8. It's a good play for Yount. 2 and a 14 officially is an F2, but it doesn't matter. It's the third out of the inning. And that's going to end it. So Mirabella comes away, no runs allowed. Clear goes 2/3 of an inning. And actually, they may let him go and finish because it's not a save situation, so there's no reason to bring in Plesac. I think they're going to leave Clear in the game, actually. So for the A's, they've got Leeper coming back for his second inning of work. And he'll be facing the bottom of the order, Gantner, O'Brien, and Swain. 2-4, lefty on lefty is a pop out to Tony Phillips. 1 away. And I'll bring up O'Brien. 4-10. That's a fly ball center field X. That is the new center fielder, Javier. And it's not written on the sheet, but Javier is a 2E7 in the fielding category. So he's a 2E7. 2 and a 6. 2 and a 6 is still good enough for an F2. He's an E7, and that is a 9. So center fielder, E7. There is no 9. It's a good play for Javier. 2 down for Dale Swain. So they do have Plesac loosening in the bullpen just in case, but they're going to go with Clear in the 9th until he gets into trouble, if he ever does. 3-9 for Swain against the lefty. That's a double 1-5, single 6-20. It'll be a 2-out single for Dale Swain. He will not be held. And here is Castillo. 2-7 against the lefty is a strikeout, and that's going to end the inning. So Leeper does his job. He goes 2 innings and doesn't give up any runs. He's going to give up just the 1 hit. No walks and a strikeout. So pretty good job there for Leeper. But now it's come down to this, the 9th inning. Mark Clear is going to be facing Hot Dog Jackson, Mark McGwire, and Tony Phillips. Those are the scheduled hitters for the A's. And as you've already seen, other than Mickey Tettleton, they don't have much on the bench. And Tettleton's only a 194 hitter, so he's not even much to worry about. But Reggie Jackson will start us off here in the top of the 9th of a 4-0 ball game. Jackson is 0 for 3 from the DH slot. 2-9, and this time a 1-4 double, but 13 says he flies to center field, and he takes the collar 0 for 4. I'll bring up McGwire. That is a 3-5 for McGuire. One's a double, anything else is a single, so McGuire will get a base hit. McGuire singles, and now that brings up Tony Phillips. McGuire not being held, no threat to run, obviously. It's a 5-7. Phillips is a switch hitter, and that's a walk by Clear. And now with 2 on and 1 out, that brings up Steinbach. Clear trying to hang in there. 4-9, and that's another walk, and that's going to be it for Mark Clear. They're going to have to go to Plesac now because Clear all of a sudden lost control. The bases are loaded, so Clear is actually going to go 1 full inning, not 2/3 of an inning, so I need to fix that. Clear is going to go 1 inning. He's going to walk 2, strike out none, give up 1 hit. Can't count the runs because all 3 are his responsibility. But they will turn to their closer, Mr. Plesac, out of the bullpen. And we'll get the numbers on Plesac. He is a -2 hold, which makes him a -4. Not that they're going to do any running. But let's get the numbers on Plesac on the replay. Plesac. He will be making his 13th appearance. He's 1-2 with a 3.55 earned run average and 7 saves. 12 2/3 innings, 6 hits, 5 walks, and 11 strikeouts. And if you're curious about his splits, Plesac holding lefties to a 125 average, 1 of 11. And he's holding right-handers to a 132 average, 5 out of 43. He has walked a little bit, few more than he'd really like, I imagine. That's probably what's held him back a little bit are some of these walks. So Plesac is on, and he'll be facing Alfredo Griffin, who's 2 for 3 with a double. Bases are loaded. Tie and run is at the plate here in the 9th with 1 out. Plesac to Griffin. Infield back. They'll give up the run to try for the double play. They need outs. The runners on base don't really mean anything right now. 2-9 for Griffin against the lefty. And that's a ground ball shortstop A. That'll be a 6-4-3 double play. And just that neat and handy, Dan Plesac comes in through pitch, faces 1 batter and gets the save. How about that? He faces 1 batter and gets a save. Unbelievable, but he does it. So they shut out the A's by the score of 4-0. And we'll get the totals. Birkbeck, your winner. He is now 4-1. Stewart, the loser, drops to 3-2. And Plesac gets save number. Let me get his numbers again. For the Brewers, let me get their stats. Bring them up one more time. For Plesac, that is save number 8 on the season. Brewers improved to 21-9. Oakland drops to 19-13. So for the Brewers, 4 runs on 7 hits. I don't believe either team made an error that I know of. Although, no, I'm sorry, it was 1 error. It was on Phillips. So Oakland made the 1 error. That's it. And the A's, they scattered 8 hits against the A's. So there you go. Brewers win it 4-0. 4 runs, 7 hits, no errors for the Brewers. No runs, 8 hits, and 1 error for the A's. Again, Birkbeck improves to 4-1. Stewart drops to 3-3. Plesac with his 8th save. Next game on the replay, game number 217. Not sure when I'll play it, but it'll be from Detroit. It'll be California and Detroit. Detroit 15-15, California 14-18. Dan Petrie against Urbano Lugo. That'll be the next to last game on the May 12th block. But that will be the game coming up. And then after that, Cleveland hosts Texas. And that will finish the May 12th block of games. Thank you, K-Fan. Hope you enjoyed it. That was a fun game. Hope you all had a nice time watching another pretty good pitching duel. Stewart had his hiccup there in those couple of innings. Just the second and third inning kind of got to Stewart when he lost a little bit of control. But other than that, it was a well-pitched game on both sides. A's just left their hitting shoes at home, particularly Mr. Hot Dog. He was 0 for 4 and really did nothing to help his team win. So the A's will take the loss. Brewers get the win. They improve their lead in the East over the Yankees. So they've now got a full game lead on the Yankees. And they also have Toronto chasing them down. It's a good three-way race going on so far in the East. Of course, the Tigers are lurking. And as they start getting more guys back healthy, they can be a threat as well. So appreciate you guys spending your Wednesday lunchtime with me. Hope you enjoyed that presentation of Strat-O-Matic. I'm not sure what my next video or stream will be, whether it be Strat-O-Matic or something else. And I don't know when if it'll be tomorrow morning or tonight. Just all depends on what's going on. I know Fun Day Friday will be coming up in a couple of days, and that's where I'll be taking a game I haven't played in a while and playing that. So, and I'll pick a game from July 18th, and whatever year I pick, I'll pick a game from the July 18th from that season and play that in the Fun Day Friday game. So that'll come up. That'll be coming up on Friday. Of course, on Saturday, we're back to the NBC game of the week. Last week we had the All-Star game from the 1978 season, but this week we're back to regular season play. It'll be the Houston Astros taking on the Pittsburgh Pirates on the NBC game of the week on Saturday on season ticket baseball. Probably Sunday, if I don't do it before then, Sunday will be game 3 of the Sparky Bowl in inside pitch between the 1976 Reds and the 1984 Tigers. And Reds lead that series 2-0 as they go back to Detroit. There'll be Milt Wilcox against Pat Zachary as the Tigers try to right the ship in the Sparky Bowl and see which team is better that Sparky had, the 84 Tigers or the 76 Reds. So until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it. And Tabby and I say, oh, RJL is off tonight? Okay, then I'll probably play something tonight. Thanks for reminding me, Chuck. I'll probably play something tonight. I'm not sure what it's going to be, but we'll figure it out. I'll put something on there. Might be this California-Detroit game, most likely. All right, so as Tabby would say, she's going to go back in her little box and take her rest, and she hopes that you all play whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road.